What's up? It's Cooper Fang here. It's been a while, huh?
I'm the same dollar sign slime, they gon' hit me.
Yeah, 2021 has been a pretty great year according to all of my friends. Not gonna lie, I've been so unattentive this year that I probably don't deserve to be called a pop music critic. It's been a weird ride these last few months. But hey, considering how my year started and all the experimenting I've done, it's just good to be back. So, let's see what this season has to offer. Before we get started with this video, I would like to introduce a new album bomb rule, or as I like to call it, defying Drake's decree. From here on out, I am only going to be talking about singles that chart in the top 20. Album bombs be damned. I'm not going to waste my time on songs that aren't going to be there in a few weeks. In the case of this week's top 20, that removes 2 Drake songs, so to fill their place, I'm going to be using number 21 and 22 respectively. Here are the tiers and their points, here's the overall rating chart, link to this week's Top 100 is in the description below, and with that, let's get started with...
I want someone to love me. I need. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there.
For those wondering what the worst song off of this album was, here you go.
Staring at your dress cause it's see-through. Yeah, talking all the shit that you done been through.
Although to be fair, the other one isn't too far behind it.
Yeah, wow. I'm too sexy for this.
I feel like any time spent mentioning these songs is time wasted. After all, these songs are both found on an album with pregnant women emojis on it. That fact alone shouldn't just give you bottom of the barrel expectations, but plunge through the bottom of said barrel and dig a tunnel all the way to fucking China. Which is precisely how I viewed this album going into it. And yet, somehow, Drake still managed to get my hopes up and piss me off on this damn thing. I'm tired of being mad at Drake. I'd like to just roll my eyes and be done with the guy. But I also need to justify them being in a tier like this one, so here you go. They are a affront to human decency and to me. Girls Want Girls hit the bottom for its entire existence on top of being unlistenable.
Say that you a lesbian, girl, me too.
Fetishizing a lesbian woman and acting like it's foreplay. I'm not part of the LGBTQ+, but I'm pretty sure that's insulting to them. Although Way Too Sexy was a very close second, not just for its butchering of I'm Too Sexy, but making me beg for the sweet release of Taylor Swift.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
And before you ask, no, my opinion has not improved about this song. If anything, time's made it worse. But if I have to choose between Drake and Taylor on this, I'm gonna pick Taylor because damn it, at least the woman tried.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known.
Wanna know what it's like? Baby, show me what it's like. I don't really got no time.
I think I can safely say that I prefer Doja Cat on R&B tracks as opposed to rap ones. It's not even that she's a bad rapper, she's definitely better than a certain someone trying to climb the charts again, if only because she's trying to be good at it. But for the love of the gods, trap is not her strong suit. There are probably some rappers out there who can turn a generic trap beat into a work of art, but the I'm a Cow lady ain't one of them. Doja is just an artist that has yet to give a personality to her music. You can swap her with any performer and get the same result. This is why she needs an alleged rapist to make her music to stand out, but more on that in a bit. And the fact Dr. Luke produced this and it still came out sounding like trash is double the failure.
Fancy like, fancy like.
Kind of, I think.
But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade.
No. Even Florida Georgia Line had more flavor than this.
No, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me.
If I didn't love you, I'd be good by now.
Country. For real this time. Shit. Okay, well, this isn't my first time listening to Carrie Underwood, so I know she can do better. This is definitely not one of her best performances, and... You know what? What has this Jason Aldean guy done?
When I got what I got, I don't miss what I had. You keep on flirting, 'cause you know that it's working. Back in the day, Potts Farm was a place to go. Load a truck up, hit the dirt road.
I don't know if those songs are better or worse than the song I have on my hands right now. That is just a consistent level of bad. Dear God, they should have just given the song to Carrie and left him in the dust.
And it really makes me wonder if I ever even thought about you.
I prayed for this moment.
Leave it to Bieber, am I right? Okay, no. I do need to say something about this, don't I? Well, to start, this is actually a remix of Essence. Bieber's just a tacked-on feature for I don't know what reason. And to be honest, I don't care about either version of this song. They sound fine, don't get me wrong, but each performer goes in one ear and out the other, which makes for a pretty meh experience.
Well, I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you.
I got a man, but I want you. I got a man, but I want you. And it's just nerves, it's just deep.
So let's go back to what I said about Doja Cat and R&B. Doja Cat's first mainstream hit had a retro throwback production, making it charming to the ear. She sang the first two choruses and the first verse before hitting her second verse. That's when she started rapping, which felt like a nice little addition, but let's call a spade a spade. Dr. Luke did a lot of the heavy lifting, much as I hate to admit it.
You right, got my, yeah.
The cracks in Doja's singing would make me cringe if not for the atmosphere of this song. Oh, I fucking hate you. As for The Weeknd, well, he's here.
Girl, I want you like you want me to.
I mean, he's singing well. Come on, this is Abel we're talking about here. I admit, his verse added some much-needed presence on this song, but it felt a little too short-lived. It's honestly kind of unfortunate. This song had the potential to be better.
I do my hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Can you kiss me more? We're so young, boy, we ain't got nothing to.
Well, this is a new feat. I can't remember the last time I had so many songs in the lower tiers. This song sounds nice. Doja and SZA have great chemistry. It wasn't produced by Dr. Luke, so I can't grudgingly admit that I like the way it sounds. All around good things here. Shame I don't like this as much as Sean does, but then again, I don't think their marketing team was aiming to target this song at me. I fully believe that as a straight woman, I am not this song's target demographic. Again, I enjoy it, but I can't quite bring myself to like it more than just that. Besides, in a week that's alarmingly positive, good just doesn't get you very far.
Tears for another day.
My point. Before anyone asks, I prefer this remix to the original. If that was the version I had to talk about, I'd stick it in the decent tier, at best. The song just works better when you hear it from two people instead of one.
Tears for another day.
Yeah, if I'm going to listen to a song about lovers hooking up when they know that their relationship isn't even gonna go anywhere, I'd rather listen to it from both sides. Ariana fits that part well.
My bad habits lead to late nights, sitting alone, conversations with a stranger.
Some of you may think this is blasphemous, and I don't care. I already said that I liked this song in my review of it, which I highly recommend you watch because I got nothing to add to this. Well, save for the fact that Ed Sheeran is capable of better than this, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Upside, inside out, living la vida loca.
Take my breath away and make it last forever, baby.
I am stunned right now. I haven't found this many great songs in a week ever. Not gonna lie, I'm not even sure how much I actually like this song. I just know that it's good at its worst, and I get the impression that my opinion's just gonna go up from there. All I do know is that this is my favorite weekend hit of the year, and yes, I am including Blinding Lights when I say that. I hope this isn't the peak of his great work. I'm hoping for a smash of a follow-up after this one.
I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight.
Fuck you, DaBaby, you homophobic prick! Now, if only the original Levitating can make the year in Hot 100 and not the remix with DaBaby, then all will be right with the world.
I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for.
I'm talking about the top 20 in the week of Lil Nas X's album bomb. 3 of his singles are currently in the top 20. I am a happy little alpha right now. Trying to put an order to which songs I liked the most on the album was pretty damn hard, but when it came time to ordering the singles, I felt positive putting Industry Baby at the bottom. And that is purely from steep competition. This song is a ride. It's a brag song that wouldn't sound out of place in the 2000s, which makes sense when you know Kanye helped produce it. Nas's chorus is catchy as all hell, I can't get enough of it. And once again, Jack Harlow gives me a reason to absolutely love him. Aside from having a rapper who's more than comfortable being next to a gay man, Harlow's verse is one of the best parts of the song. Not only that, but it has arguably one of the most iconic lines I've heard in years.
All these social networks and computers got these pussies walking around like they ain't losers.
Accurate.
I love it when you do it like that, and when you're close up, give me the shivers.
Oh look, it's the better version of Bad Habits. It's the same fucking chords. I can't really unhear that, even if I wanted to. That would usually impact my opinion of the song, but this one is just better in every facet. Better lyrics, better performance, better composition. It also has a much more interesting narrator than what we got in Bad Habits, so good job, Ed. Don't rip off that song again.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
When I heard this was indie rock, I was expecting it to be more rock than indie. I was a little disappointed when I found out that it wasn't, but somehow I still managed to end up liking it. This song is basically happier if it were done through a better scope. And honestly, really looking at it, it's kind of hard to put to words what really makes this song come together well. I mean, it has a few elements that I'd find annoying, mainly the lead singer's weird delivery in the verses and some of the production elements behind the drums and trap beat. But for some weird reason, they don't even faze me. Halfway through my first listen, I couldn't deny that I was enjoying it, and that enjoyment hasn't lessened.
I want someone to love me.
And might as well play the other one.
Call me when you want, call me when you need. Call me in the morning, I'll be on the way.
Ranking this top 20 was kind of painful, and at the end, there were several last-minute changes. The final one you'll see after this, but let's focus on the task at hand. What I can say is that both of these songs hold a place in my heart for their own unique reasons. That's what I want, is just a song I identify with way too much.
Need a boy you can cuddle with me all night.
My track record for dating is a pretty short one, and every time Nas sings I'm Missing Out I Know, he hits me right in the feels. Montero, Call Me By Your Name, is not just one of the best songs on the album in my humble opinion, but it's also just a damn empowering song.
I want that jet lag from fucking and flying.
It's just so unapologetic about what it is. No amount of straight bandages is gonna cover that. But man, oh man, am I excited to see Kids Bop try. It's going to be so horrible that I'm going to die of pure laughter.
I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could.
This feels so wrong. I remember reviewing Leroy's first crossover to the Hot 100. I remember being pretty set in the opinion he wouldn't make anything great. Clearly I was dead wrong, because while writing this script, I found myself coming back to this song constantly. A fucking Kid Leroy song shouldn't have music this catchy, shouldn't have a good feature from Justin fucking Bieber, and it should definitely not allow the two of them to have some fucking chemistry.
I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could.
Kinda goes without saying, but I'm gonna be talking about this song again in December. Oh, this is still here. That reminds me, actually. Okay. Set an alarm. Okay. Call Ducky tomorrow. Okay. There. All set.
So you think you can stop me and spit my eye? I'm begging you to put your love in the hand.
Look at that! The top 20's looking good! Sweet! I'm not gonna say too much here either. I've gotta save something for the top spot on my best list, come on! But if you thought that you could put a real Italian rock band in front of me and not have me call their song the best song in the top 20, you have lost your mind. I feel like the US forgot how to rock out over a decade ago. I can't say I'm shocked we need to relearn it from the Europeans. Give me shredding guitars in place of trap percussion any day of the week. This is medicine I'm in dire need of.
To put you love and hand out.
And that's this week's Top 20. And despite having at least one song in every one of my tiers, this turned out to be the best Top 20 I've ever reviewed. We're not quite done yet, still got the bottom 80 to look at, but before we get there, I just want to give a quick thank you to my pups on Patreon, where for $5 per main series video, you'll get your name in the credits here. And for $10 or more, you'll get a personal shoutout alongside Louis Rivera, Matt Jenkins, Ryan Eister, Temple, Ultranatic Productions, and 999. Thank you pups so much for your support. And speaking of Patreon, we now have new rewards with a new segment coming to the channel soon. This segment is called The Howling Hour. I previously mentioned the segment before, but instead of it being a conglomerate of music opinions, its entire focus will be on albums. Each episode, I will be talking about 5 to 7 albums, giving my thoughts about them in more than the less than 1 minute quick album reviews. I intend on making at least 2 episodes of this a month, so voting for albums is open to all patrons. Just $1 to partake in the action. Voting is open to all patrons right now. The fun doesn't stop there, because if you've pledged $5 or $10, you'll be able to add albums to the voting roster. $5 pubs will be able to add 1 a month, while $10 pubs can add 2 a month. I originally kept this to albums released within a certain date range, but enough people asked to allow older albums that I'm allowing it for all $5 and up tiers this time. This will be subject to change, just so you all know, but not for now. And if that's not enough fun for you, then I'd like to introduce you to the Sigma tier, where for $20 you can request a track-by-track album review from me every month, and by popular demand, you will also be able to select any song for me to give a quick review of on each new episode of The Pop Tunes. Finally, for anyone who can't afford to pay this frequently for videos but still want to support me financially, I have an Etsy store and a Ko-fi page. The Ko-fi page is purely used for donation purposes. You can donate as little as $1 and you don't have to promise that every time I upload. My Etsy store is home to some of my craft projects, with my crochet beanies well on the way.
Done now?
I will be when I'm done with the bottom 80.
We'll go faster.
Okay, but the pups made it top 5 instead of top 3 this week.
This is your fault.
Somebody can't just wait for The Sims 4. Ah, well. Let's get started.
My baby, my Valentine. Can I you to make you what temperature is?
So, as I mentioned, you pups made it impossible for this to be the top 3 worst and best songs of the bottom 80. One of the reasons for that is because of how few worst suggestions there were. Number 3 ended up being a 3-way tie. And starting with whoever the CK guy is, yeah, I agree with you pups. It has a nice guitar loop, which gave me a shred of hope, until I heard this guy describing sex he's having with the girl, with the chorus being how he sounds when he climaxes. Yeah.
Caught up in my feelings, I fuck around and kill another nigga. You ain't even gotta push me how I'm feeling now. I've been having mood swings.
You know, I was hoping this would make it here before I even heard it, because, again, fuck the baby. Of all the songs named Lonely this past year, I honestly preferred Justin Bieber's. I mean, yeah, Bieber sucks, but at least he didn't put a frickin' nursery rhyme in his lyrics. Wayne and DaBaby put him in both of their verses.
Peter Piper picked the pepper.
Then I bet this pipe not gonna Peter out him. Better pick a pepper.
Ay, ay, ay. You know, I wasn't huge for Sunday Best from last year. I didn't love it, but I certainly couldn't bring myself to hate it. But I think this song proves that you could have definitely done that worse. Surfaces are a couple of hedonistic meatheads, and where I can fully understand where that can be annoying, I can say that at least they believed what they were saying in Sunday Best. And where the production on this song is a smidge better than on Sunday Best, mainly because, you know, it sounds like they used actual instruments on this one. The writing is clunky, the song has less of a happy tone and more of a grin and get through it kind of feeling. And If I wanted to listen to a song made for kids, I would go listen to Andy Grammer, okay?
Sitting here, drinking beer, talking God, amen.
Okay, 2 points. 1, I'm fucking pagan. This song was in an uphill battle with me from the title alone. 2, why do people want to keep giving bro country a chance? It's equally overproduced as before, and the meatheads known as Florida Georgia Line refuse to just go the fuck away. Which, if only briefly, makes me feel bad for Chase Rice, because he is giving an okay delivery here. And then the chorus hits me like a sack of rocks, and for the love of the gods, the mixing is awful.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
When I saw that Nicki Minaj was back in the Hot 100, I had a feeling that this song was gonna suck, but I don't think I was prepared for the dumpster fire that it actually is. I thought Nicki was gonna bring down an okay rapper and a generic beat, but I was off the mark. The beat is stiff, slow, and just unlistenable. Bia has no charisma on the song at all. And Nicki, yeah, she's a presence, but her lyrics mean nothing over this beat, even if I thought that it was a good verse, which I don't.
Show me the heavens right here, baby. Touch me.
So, the second reason this turned into a top 5 is because there was a surplus of best song suggestions for the bottom 80. And if that weren't bad enough, some of you didn't read the instructions on the post, which meant I had to account for inflation of votes. Google needs to add bold, italic, and underline for their posts. They just do. I can't complain too much about that, though, because the amount of ties that it came with it allowed me to talk about songs I love and enjoy, including Love Again, which is kind of like Break My Heart, only it's better.
So bartender, take my keys. What do you want from me, baby? I'm drunk.
Well, here's a face I haven't seen in years. Never thought I'd be able to talk about Oh King again, and certainly not for making one of the best drinking songs I've heard in years. I think my only problem with this song is that I couldn't tell the difference between Elle and Miranda, which is purely because of the vocal effects. The girls are phenomenal. This is country music that's actually fun. I can get into that if it sounds more like this.
Dancing on the edge, about to take it too far. Messing with my head.
Huh? I can't be hearing this right. I can't be seeing this title right. The Only Human Group and the fucking s'more ingredient made a decent sounding song. Full and organic production, no cookie cutter drops, well mixed vocals. It's not real, it's just not.
You need an instant ease from your life where you got plenty.
I am so happy I can talk about all of the Lil Nas X singles. I really am. Especially since, well, I think this is my favorite single off the project. And I feel like that's because this is the most personal of all the singles. It's almost 3 minutes, it's mainly the pre-chorus and the chorus, but it's damn effective in what short time it has. Nas made this with the idea of having a conversation with his younger self, showing a desire to escape, as well as a hand of comfort without either feeling out of place in the song's framing. It's a wonderful experience, and I'm very happy it made the video, but of course, it was no match for...
And I don't talk shit about you on the internet. Never told anyone anything.
Wow. Just wow. You know, I've heard plenty of songs about douchebag ex-boyfriends and how the girl is better off without them, but not only is this one of the few that I actually find believable, but it manages to maintain that fact while also allowing the narrator to sound pissed off. I don't think I've heard that done before. Actually, really looking at it, I can't say I'm surprised that Billy and Phineas actually pulled this off. Not complaining that this is the best song in the bottom 80 right now, because I personally agree. And we're done! This was actually fun to make. That hasn't happened in a while. Up next we have the Pop Tunes, the first part of the top 10 best hit songs of 1995, and, well, we'll see what Ducky's up to. But, until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a howling good time.
I never said that this would be easy.